You make hundreds of decisions every day, but what if all of them are really just one decision in disguise? And you've been making it wrong without even knowing it. Here's the strange claim we're going to sit with for the next few minutes. Despite the endless stream of choices life throws at you, what to eat, what to say, what to worry about, whether to send that email now or after lunch, there's actually only one real decision you're making. Everything else is just a version of that same fork in the road, wearing different outfits. The problem isn't that you're bad at deciding. The problem is that you've been mistaking noise for the actual question. And when you finally see what you're really choosing between, the answer becomes almost embarrassingly obvious. Let's start with something most of us never say out loud. There's a particular kind of tiredness that has nothing to do with how much you slept. It shows up around 2 p.m. on an ordinary Tuesday. You haven't done anything dramatic. You've answered emails, made decisions about lunch, navigated a small disagreement, scrolled through your phone, planned dinner in your head, worried briefly about money, and rehearsed a conversation you might need to have next week. None of it was hard, individually, but together, it's left you feeling like you've been running a small country in your skull all morning. We usually call this being busy, but if you look closer, it's not the doing that's exhausting. It's the constant deciding. The constant micromanaging of how to feel about things. The endless small tribunals your mind is running in the background. Now here's where it gets interesting. If you start watching these decisions carefully, not the big life ones, but the tiny ones happening every few seconds, you start to notice something odd. They all have the same shape underneath. The co-worker's email that felt dismissive, the driver who didn't use a turn signal, the voice in your head reviewing yesterday's meeting, the vague anxiety about a text you haven't answered. On the surface, these look like completely separate problems requiring completely separate solutions. But notice what's actually happening in each one. There's a moment, something neutral occurs, and then your mind picks up a thread, usually a thread that involves grievance, threat, or self-protection, and starts weaving. Every time. Same loom. Same thread. Different fabric. What if all of these aren't actually 100 separate decisions about 100 separate things? What if they're the same single choice, repeated so fast and so quietly that you stop noticing you're making it? Here's an image that might help. Imagine you're standing in front of a massive switchboard. Hundreds of blinking buttons, each one demanding your attention right now. The phone bill button, the coworker button, the body image button, the what did she mean by that button, the am I doing enough with my life button. You've been pressing these buttons frantically all day. Sometimes for years. You're exhausted, but you're convinced this is just what adult life requires. Managing the buttons. Staying ahead of the blinking. Then one day, someone walks in and points at the wall behind you. They say, every single one of those buttons is wired to the same 2 switches back here. And only one of those switches actually has power running to it. You've been managing the complexity without ever touching the source. Let that sit for a second. The co-worker's email and the worry about money and the rehearsal of next week's conversation are not underneath separate problems. They're all the same switch being thrown over and over. The choice between treating this moment as a threat to defend against, or treating it as something you can actually be at peace with. That's it. That's the whole switchboard. Let's go back to the email. It's 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. Your coworker sends a one-line message that reads as cold, maybe dismissive. You feel it land in your chest before your brain even catches up. Within seconds, you're 3 moves ahead, drafting a reply that's just sharp enough, replaying old grievances with this person, rehearsing what you'll say if this becomes a bigger problem. By the time the coffee finishes brewing, you've had an entire argument that hasn't happened yet. You've made approximately 40 decisions about this email. What it meant, what it says about your standing, what it says about you, what you're going to do about it. 40 decisions. But really, one. Just one. Made 40 times in a row. Very fast. The email was real. The trigger was real, but everything that happened after the email was a choice. 1,000 tiny choices made so quickly they felt automatic. They felt like reality itself. And here's the moment that changes everything. The moment you notice the gap. The gap between the email and the story. The gap between what happened and what you did with it. In that gap, everything pauses just long enough for you to ask one honest question. Do I actually want to spend the next 2 hours here? That question is the switch on the wall. It isn't dramatic. It doesn't feel like a spiritual breakthrough. It's quieter than that. It's just a small internal turn, a willingness to set down the story you were about to build and let this moment be something other than an emergency. This is what the one real choice actually feels like in daily life. Not a thunderclap. Not a permanent enlightenment. Just a small, repeatable, almost mundane shift you can practice hourly. Standing at the switch instead of running around at the switchboard. You don't have to figure out the coworker. You don't have to solve the email. You don't have to resolve the worry about money or the rehearsal about next week. Those buttons will keep blinking. That's what buttons do, but you don't have to press them. You can step back to the wall, and what you notice, when you start doing this, is that the mental noise drops dramatically. Not because life got simpler on the outside. The coworker is still confusing. The bills are still due, but it stops feeling like 100 fires you have to put out every hour. Because it isn't 100 fires. It's one switch. And you're learning where to stand. So here's what we're really being offered. Not another self-improvement project. Not another decision to add to the list. The opposite. A way to take 99 of those decisions off the table, because they were never really separate to begin with. You don't have to solve everything today. You just have to notice, more and more often, which switch you're standing at. When the email arrives, when the voice starts up, when the worry begins to spin, just a small pause. A small question. Am I at the switchboard right now? Or am I at the wall? That's it. That's the whole practice. And the relief in it is real. The kind of relief that comes not from fixing anything, but from finally putting down something you didn't realize you were carrying. Let's take a few minutes now and feel what that's like from the inside. Before we move into the meditation, if this is helping you, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. It's a simple way to keep practicing together. Let's take a few minutes here. You don't need to do anything special. Just let your body settle into wherever you're sitting. Feel the weight of yourself supported. The chair, the floor, the ground beneath you. Something is already holding you up. You don't have to. Let your breath be whatever it is. Not deeper. Not slower, just noticed. And as you breathe, let your attention soften, the way your eyes soften when you stop staring. Notice, gently, the buttons, the little blinking concerns at the edges of your mind, the thing you were going to do, the thing someone said, the small unresolved feeling about tomorrow. You don't have to press any of them right now. You don't have to fix them, or understand them, or even name them. Just let them blink, and somewhere behind all of that, behind the switchboard, behind the noise, there's a quieter place. A wall. A simple choice. Not to solve. Just to be here, feel what it's like to step back from the buttons, not to push them away. Just to stop reaching for them. Breathe. There's nothing to decide in this moment. Nothing to manage. The world will still be there in a few minutes. Your responsibilities haven't gone anywhere. They're just not asking anything of you right now. Let your shoulders drop a little. Your jaw soften. Maybe your hands open slightly in your lap. Notice how, when you stop efforting, something underneath keeps going. Your heart keeps beating. Your breath keeps arriving. Life keeps living you, with or without your management. Rest here, not empty, not blank, just unburdened. For a moment, this is the place you can come back to. Not because it's far away, because it's always been here. Behind the noise. Behind the deciding, behind the constant low hum of trying. A quiet wall, a simple switch. One small, gentle choice for peace, made again and again, throughout an ordinary day. When you're ready, let your breath deepen just slightly. Feel your hands, feel your feet. Notice the room around you, and carry a little of this quiet with you into whatever comes next. Thank you for practicing with us today. If you'd like, there's a free digital copy of A Course in Miracles available through the link in the description. You're also welcome to leave a simple comment such as, "I am grateful. Thank you for being here, for giving yourself these few minutes when you could have been doing 100 other things." The next time the switchboard starts blinking, and it will, see if you can remember the wall. Just for a breath. That's enough. Be gentle with yourself today.